Hi everyone, so I'm Chloe Star, and you are tuned in today to talk about herbal tampons. So many of you may be looking at me like I have completely lost every wits about me and I am completely insane, but I am not. And by the time you get finished watching this video tutorial, you may even consider trying herbal tampon if you are a female, of course. But anyway, so let's get started. So a little background on me and myself. I am 22 years old, and I was diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome, PCOS, when I was 16. That's not the best news that you want to hear. And when I went, I was with my mother, and my gynecologist told me, she was like, "You may never have children. There's a possibility you will never be able to have children." And at the time, I was like, "Yay, I hate kids anyways." And my mom was like, "No." And I was like, "Calm down. I don't want kids." But as you get older and your mentality begins to change and your circumstances and your way of living and you graduate from high school, you go on to college and you sit down and you go to thinking about your life and you're like, dang, I think I may want a child or two when I get a little older. And so me being, I want to say I was 18 at the time when I began to think about this. Me being 18 and me heading off to college, I was like, well, me being in college because I started college when I was 17. Me being in college, I was like, I don't want any children now because I really don't like kids. But what's gonna happen when I get older and I'm 35 or I'm 40 and I'm married to that special someone in my life? What's going to happen when they say, "Hey, babe, I'm ready to have a family to where we have children running around and calling us"? Like, what am I gonna say then? So I began to really think about when I was around the age of 18. When I was 19, because of the PCOS, I had been taking a lot of medication when I was 16. I was up to 5 pills a day. I was up to 5 pills a day, twice a day, at the age of 16, and I was devastated. I went from a size, I would say a size 10, and of course, you know, you ladies may be looking at me like, "Oh my gosh, she was a size 10, she was huge." Actually, like to me, I love my frame. I love my shape at a size 10. I loved it. I was in love. I was on the track team. I was energetic. I was having fun. Like, that was the problem of my life at the age of 16 and 17. That was the problem of my life. After I started taking the medication, I gained a lot of weight. I gained a lot of weight. I became lethargic. I lost all the energy that I had. And all I wanted to do was just sit around the house, and I was depressed and I just didn't want to do anything. When I turned 17, of course, I graduated high school and I went on to college. And during those times, my body began to change. I went from my vaginal area being extremely moist all the time and like never having any complications down there to taking all these medications and taking all these pills to being extremely dry and irritated in my vaginal area. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I goes to my doctor. So I go to my gynecologist and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's something wrong down there. It's like, oh my gosh. And so she tests me and I have BV, bacterial vaginosis, and I'm like, what is that? And she's like, oh, it's contracted through sex. And I'm like, I'm a virgin. That's impossible. I've never had sex a day in my life. How is that possible? So then she goes on and she's like, oh, well, pregnant women can get it as well. I am a virgin. What part of that don't you know? I've never had sex a day in my life. This is at the age of 17, 18. I'm like, I've never had sex a day in my life. What are you talking about? So she's like, okay, well, have you been taking medication? Of course, I have PCOS. So this is the whole conversation going back and forth. I'm getting extremely irritated, all right, because she's telling me that I'm having sex. I'm like, no, I'm not. I should know. I should know. So she was like, well, after some consideration and some talking and some hanging out, she's like, oh, well, it must have been caused from the medication that you're on. So she takes me off of that, gives me something for the bacterial vaginosis, puts me on something different. And after I take all the medicine for the bacterial vaginosis, I start by taking this other medicine, and it came back. Like, And it wasn't even a day that I felt relief. It was maybe 30 minutes that I felt relief. And even then, like, I was like, oh my gosh, I will never be the same again. My vaginal area was completely different. And even to this day, it's still not completely the same, but it's better than what it was. So I went on, I moved from where I lived to a different state. And I think I was around the age 21. I want to say 21. I was 21 a couple of months ago, a year ago maybe. I was 21 and I got tired of being extremely dry in that area. And of course, I'm 21, so I had began to have sex. I was in a relationship. Um, I was dating someone when I was 17. And I stayed in that relationship up until fairly recently. And I was with this one person for this whole span of 5 years. And I was like, my partner loves sex, and I detested sex. I did not want to have sex because it hurts. I hated sex. And so I was like, I'm tired of this. Tired of it. Tired of taking all these medicines. I quit taking all my medicine. It wasn't working anyways. I'm still huge as a blunt, so I thought in my head. I'm like, nothing's working. I still have all these little cysts on my ovaries. That's not going anywhere. All these chemicals, they're not doing anything for my health. So I was like, I'm done with it. So I'm exercising. I drink nothing but water because I don't drink sodas. And I'm still not getting better. And so I'm like, I need something. So the doctor puts me on these hormones. They're not working. More chemicals. They're not working. I'm like, I'm done. So I go onto this website and I type in natural. I go to Google and I type in natural remedies to alleviate BV. All these forums start popping up. Forums just everywhere. And I'm just like, I don't want to read all of this. And all these women are like, I have this problem. I have this problem. I have this problem. And I'm like, I don't want to hear who has the problem. I want to hear who's gotten this problem fixed. No one knows how. No one has said anything. So I'm doing some more research. I'm doing some more research. And I see this form that says herbal tampons. And I'm like, that's bizarre. Herbal tampons? What in the world is an herbal tampon? So I click on it just out of curiosity. And the herbal tampons, it goes to listing anything that went from just regular vaginal dryness to fishy odor smells to needing your elasticity and your vaginal area tightened to bacterial vaginosis to menopause. It just went to fallopian tube blockage. It had a long range of things that this herbal tampon cured. And I'm like, well, what do you do with it? Like, how do you use this? So I go in there and I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm looking, and it says you have to insert it for 3 days. I'm like, wait, what? I have to leave something in my yoo-hoo for 3 days? I don't think so. And I'm thinking and I'm thinking. And I tell my partner at the time, I'm like, I think I'm gonna try it. And my partner's like, babe, I support you 100%. So I'm like, all right. I'm gonna try it. I hope it don't mess anything up. Well, it can't really do much because it's already messed up. It's already dysfunctional. What can I say? Hey, if I try it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know? So it comes in the mail. It's in the mail. And I'm like, I'm hesitant. I'm extremely hesitant. So I get a diary. And I'm like, day 1. Extremely dry. So I insert it or whatever. And so that whole day I'm feeling really weird because at first, even though you can't feel it, you just know that there's something up in you and you're like, oh, there's something in me. Ew. And that's how it was. And I'm like, I have to pee, but I can't take this thing out. And even though I know like it's in a different hole, it just still doesn't feel right peeing with something stuck in me. Ew. So I go that whole day and it seems like I'm even worse. I'm like, oh my gosh, why does it hurt when I'm white? And why does it feel worse? And so I'm like, I'm not gonna take it out, I'm leaving it in. I'm leaving it in for 3 days. Second day, I'm like, oh crap, I'm pooping, and I'm reading more description on the package, and it says, oh, please be advised that this herbal tampon, it detoxes your body and it expels all excrements. I look at it back, I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? It expels all excrement. So I'm like, oh crap. So I'm pooping everywhere. I'm peeing every 10 minutes. And I'm like, this sucks. I was like, day 2, day 3, you need to hurry up and come. Day 3 comes. I take it out. And it's like covered in this white tissue looking stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what is this? I was like, oh my gosh, I'm damaged for the rest of my life. I'm looking like this. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm damaged for the rest of my life. So, what I do? So I go to the store. I'm like, babe, you gotta go to the store and get me a douche. Something isn't right. So babe comes back from the store with the dish, and I'm like, did you get the chamomile tea? And babe was like, yes, honey, I got the chamomile tea. So I'm like boiling chamomile tea on the stove, and then I put it over some ice cubes so that way it can cool off. And I put it inside the dish bottle. And so I'm in the bathroom, and I'm like squeezing it up in me, and all this white stuff is just falling out. And I'm like, what the hell is this? I'm like, what is this coming out of me? Oh my gosh. And so finally, like, I get in the tub. I get in the tub. I get in this tub, and I'm like, I know what I'm gonna do. Get in this tub, and I'm about to boil some more chamomile tea, and I'm about to put it in this water, and I'm just about to take me a tea bath. And that's what I did. And on this third day, me having a tea bath or whatever, like a lot of it came out, and even though like a lot of it came out, all of it didn't come out. It took more than 2 days. It took more than a day for it to come out. I'm like, oh my gosh. I was like, there must have been some real bad blockage up in there for it's like 3 days. This is ridiculous. So even with that being said and done, eventually but on the first day I noticed that my elasticity in my vagina was extremely, oh my gosh, it was extremely tight. It was like, of course, I've never had sex, but I've never had sex with the. Anyways, you can tell a difference. Even if you're masturbating, even from masturbating and doing all that, you can tell a difference. Like you can tell a difference in your womanhood. I don't care who you are, even if you're just using a tampon for your menstrual cycle, you can tell a difference when something is going on. But like it was just so tight, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Like this is really really tight. And so then the second day, I'm like, okay, whatever. It's tight. It's tight. So the third day, I took it out. Of course, I'm jumping back and forth. But third day when I took it out, so all this white stuff is everywhere. Ill is everywhere. And let me see. After that is said and done, I go to bed. And I go to bed. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So it's on my mind all night. It's on my mind all night. So I forget about it. A couple of days later, my baby's like, let's have sex. And I'm like, you know I hate sex. So when my significant other touched me, I felt a tingle. I was like, this is something new. And when I felt that tingle, I felt myself getting a little wet. And I was like, I haven't felt this since I was like, oh my gosh. Because, even though you've never had, even when you're a virgin, you still like, I masturbated. I'm not afraid to say it. Anyways. And so, like, I was just like, oh my gosh, like, there's a difference. So, this stuff really works. So, Herbal Tampon. It comes in a little pack like this. As you can see, you can see Mandarin writing because it is from China. Of course, they have all of the natural remedies. This is called Clean Point. It's called Clean Point, and they also have one called Beautiful Life. They both work the same way. Let me see. This one says Beautiful Life, and as you can see, the expiration date up there is December 2015, which is right here, and the top one up here is when I ordered it, which was January 2nd, 2014. But I ordered a lot actually, and I started selling them. And I was selling them on eBay. I haven't sold it a lot on eBay because I am no longer on eBay at the moment, but I was selling a lot on eBay, and people were sending me comments. They're like, this is awesome. This is awesome. This stuff works. Thank you for actually putting it out there and letting us know what to do and how to do it and how to get it. And I used it that first time. It didn't completely repair me. Like it started the process. So I used it another time. After that, it was like a whole nother significant improvement. And by the time I used that third time, I used it 3 times. By the time I used that third time, it was like it wasn't completely back, but it was day. I say 85%, 85% there. And they say for really bad cases, which my because of my medicine and all the stuff I was taking, and because I let it go for so long, let's say you can do at least up to 6 trials, and the trials are the first one you wear for 3 days, you use it for 3 days, you take 4 days off, wear it for another 3 days, take another 4 days off. So you just keep doing it in that process and keep doing that process. If you'd like any more information or if you'd like to buy some from me directly, my email address is talkwithchloestar@gmail.com, or you can also, yeah, talk with me, or you can also text me. I guess I should be, please text me like, hey, I saw your video, da 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 da, and I wanted an immediate answer on what to do. So 352-426-4879. Chloe Star, of course. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video because I enjoyed talking with you. If you'd like more information, please, please, please email me. Do not hesitate to email me. That is the best way to contact me. Um, yes, but this journey is fabulous, and it also says that it cures infertility. So maybe, who knows? Maybe I won't have to take, maybe I won't have to take any more medicine for my PCOS. Of course, I did do away with it a long time ago, but maybe it'll cure everything on its own and it'll regulate everything, hopefully. But for those of you who are tuning in, or who've ever watched any of my YouTube videos, please go check out the other ones. I have some inspiring videos for inspiration. I have some just different videos. There's only like 4, but go right ahead and check me out. And thank you. Oh, wait a minute. If you live in Tampa, Florida, I will be at the Big Top Flea Market every Saturday from here on out. I sell jewelry, I sell makeup, I sell clothes, I sell lingerie, I sell herbal tampons, I sell you name it, I can probably get it. So just hit me up. Enjoy the rest of your day or night.